Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to this live all about people who are on their way to six figures, who've made six figures. I'm just going to adjust my lighting in here. I think that's all right. I think it's good now. All right. But this video is for you if you have made six figures. If you are on your way, we're coming to the last quarter of the year. If you are on your way to making six figures, this is for you. If you are someone who wants to hit six figures this year, this video is for you. I'm just going to double check on my phone that we can hear everything. I'm going to figure out a good place for my light. I got a new office and the lighting is just, it's a little touch and go right now. All right, but let me pull this up on my phone just to make sure everyone can hear me nice and clear before I begin all about making six figures. Okay, perfect. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. So welcome to this live. Again, like I've said at the beginning of the video, just to say it again, if you plan on making six figures, if you're close to crossing the six-figure line, or you've already crossed it this year as we come into Q4, I know a lot of women that I've worked with who are well on their way to six figures. They feel like this year they're going to hit it. So maybe you're at 70, maybe you're at 60, maybe you're at 80, or you're past the six-figure mark. You're going to want to watch this video. If you just feel like your money has been not doing the things you actually want it to do. So the holding part, let's talk about the holding part of money. I'm so sorry guys about this lighting. It's going to bother me though. It keeps coming in and out. I think if I sit back a little bit, it's better. I probably have to move my light a little bit further away. All right. Okay. So what I want to talk about first, before we talk about what actually strategically and financially to do with your money, is that the holding part of money is actually the hardest part. And this is what's left out of conversations all the time. So most people, when they talk about hitting six figures, we're all about making our marketing better, making our sales better, focusing on manifesting, focusing on money mindset, right? And then there is this other part of money where you actually start making the money, but you aren't able to hold on to it, which means that it looks like you're able to make a lot of money, but you can't use your money to do the things you want to do. And you end up feeling like six figures felt like that $50,000 a year. Six figures felt like you made $20,000. It feels exactly the same. And that's because you're not able to hold on to money. And the holding part is a completely different skill set. It's really about holding on to money is able to build wealth and not just keep you on that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. If you can actually learn the skill of holding wealth, then you can get out of the cycle of just keep on going, keep on going. I think it's such an interesting conversation because no one is ever talking about this. No one, oh, thank you so much, Rachel. Hi. No one is ever talking about this piece. Everyone's always talking about, let's make more money, let's make more money. But no one's ever talking about after you make more money, or once you get to that point of making more money and you end the year and you're like, wait a second, what just happened? I just made six figures. I still have debt. I don't have any savings. How did this happen? And that's where that skill set of being able to hold and not just being able to create and receive more money, but holding on to more money, allowing it to stay in your bank account longer, allowing it to do the things you actually want to do so you can create wealth, right? Instead of just actually making more money. You know the skill set of making more money if you are close to six figures, if you made six figures, but the other skill set that you may need more work on is actually understanding how do we hold money to make it do the things that we want it to do, right? And that's a completely different skill set. So I'll tell you that this really comes about, my whole entire story comes about because for years I would write in my journal that I wanted to be debt free. And I can tell you this, I was like, okay, so I'm going to be a person that's going to write about, I'm going to manifest the money. Here's exactly what I'm going to do with this. That's all a part of the manifestation. Here's exactly what the money's going to do. I'm going to write in my journal that I want to be debt free. I want to be debt free. I wrote about being debt free for so long. It's embarrassing. When I go back to every single one of my journals, every line was and when I sign the client and when I hit the income goal, I'm going to be debt free. And the debt free part just never happened, just never happened, right? Until one specific year, of course, which I think everyone knows now that now I am debt free. But I wrote about it for so long. So I was always wrote about, I'm going to be debt free. I'm going to have the new purse and maybe I'll hire the coach. So my money felt like it had a plan. But after years and years of writing this goal of pay off debt, and even after paying off $10,000 of debt, so at one point I did do what I said I was going to do, I just got right back into debt. I realized that it really was like my patterns of not being able to hold money, not being able to understand how to manage money. I didn't have the skill of money. And these were the things that were truly holding me back from hitting those financial goals. So no longer was I looking at, I need to create more money. I need to receive more money. I need to be able to be better at marketing, better at selling, right? All those business parts. I realized that was no longer the issue that I had anymore. I just was like, I need to understand how to hold on to money. This seems to be the real issue right here. And it's true that I think a lot of times, a lot of our problems for a while is about creating, right? Like creating more money. That can be a real big issue that a lot of people have for a long time. And it makes sense that we work on it. But then you get to this other point and you say, okay, so I can create it. I know how to market. I know how to sell. I know how to create lots of money in my business, but I don't know how to hold on to it. And actually just saying that is like a huge step because if you can admit to that, then that is a great start on your financial journey. So I so badly wanted the debt to be done, right? I'm writing about it in my journal, writing about it. I wanted it to be done, but it was really I just wanted it to be done so it could just be out of the way. It could just be gone, right? I didn't want to look at it anymore. And I felt like what I was really looking for was a Band-Aid fix, right? And this is when you come to that point, like I was saying before, when you come to that point where you say, oh, I see, it's my skill of not holding on to money that's holding me back, because you start to realize that your solution of having a Band-Aid fix, right? Have a big month in your business. Have a big month, sign a big client, throw the money at the debt is gone, right? It's not going to fix your actual habits and patterns or mindset that you have around money. It's just a quick fix to make the problem all go away. And there's quick fixes in lots of different areas of life, right? Especially in weight loss, this one comes to mind as a quick fix of having some type of quick fix thing happen so you could lose the weight very quickly, but it never seems to stick because you didn't really address the things underneath, like the patterns, the habits, or the mindset, right? And that was very much was what I was trying to do with my debt. And I've watched a lot of my clients who are big earners also have that. They have a big month in their business, throw the money at their debt, and then slowly but surely get back into more debt or a little bit of debt or just not being able to manage their money, right? And it's because they're doing that quick Band-Aid fix type of solution. So let's get to the step-by-step plan of what it actually means, when we can hold on to money or when we've made six figures, what does it start to look like if I want to be a person who holds on to money? What does it look like if if I'm close to making six figures this year, or if I have made six figures and I can't really show any money for it? What should I be doing step by step with my money then, Shannon? What do I do to do this, right? All right. So step number one, and I've seen this happen all the time. This one is fun because I don't know. All right, let me just talk about it and I'll talk about why it's fun. Come back to your money values. Come back to what you truly value doing with your money. I think a lot of us can live out of this misalignment with money where we're okay, I feel like I'm living by Dave Ramsey's values with money. I know that when I have money, I've seen some of my clients live by this. I know that when money comes in, I need to immediately save it. I need to immediately put it towards my debt or whatever, right? And they're kind of living by someone else's values with money. Or it might be that you're having, you have money values, but you're not really connected to them because you are so scared of not being able to keep up this money machine, aka your business. So I've seen it kind of go in a couple different ways where people are taking on other people's money values, which aren't really theirs, or they're trying to just keep the money machine going, right? So when you're really worried about keeping your business going, keeping it at the 6-figure mark, getting it to the 6-figure mark, or just kind of maintaining the 6 figures every year, you might have this real pull of like, you're going to miss out on the thing that's going to keep you at 6 figures. You're going to miss out on the thing that's going to keep you making money. So you need to invest in the course, in the program, in the thing, right? And you just, money's got to go out so you can keep the machine running. And I've seen this. I was there. My first 6-figure year, I remember just feeling like so terrified that like it wasn't going to keep going, that like in somehow, some way, right, it was just going to like all fall apart. Like I didn't actually believe and have the confidence enough in myself that what I was doing was working and just keep doing that. I thought like, I need this next fancy thing. I need to hire the next fancy person. I need this thing, right? Like I think so many of us can relate to that situation, right? I need to keep investing. I need to keep doing this thing. So we get stuck in that place of kind of like FOMO. So no longer are we connected to our money values. We are just like, let's keep the machine running. We need to keep the machine running. I need every fancy thing, right? And then a lot of times what happens in that place is you get stuck in the mindset of just make more money, just make more money, just make more money. And this is where I see a lot of 6-figure earners get trapped. And it doesn't mean that they get trapped as in they can no longer make more money. They can make more money, but they will never actually begin to build wealth because they're just making more money. They're literally just, it's like a wheel, like they're on a wheel and it is just like going, right? I don't know how many of you can relate to that, but a lot of my clients can all relate to that. They just, when they get on a call with me, they're like, Shannon, just get me off the freaking wheel. Like, I just want to get off this wheel. I just want to get off this business loop. I just want to be able to like have some breathing room. I just want the money I'm making to feel like enough. And that's that trapped place. Like when you're not living by your money values, when you're just trying to keep the machine going. So I've watched really successful people, like, I mean, people who have multiple 6-figure businesses still live as if they're only earning 50 or 60,000 because they're stuck in make more money, make more money, make more money. Instead of when you get to that 6-figure mark, when you get to the multiple 6-figure mark, you can switch the mindset of, I have enough now. I have enough money now to manage, right? So we're coming to the last quarter of the year. How are you doing with your financial goals? How is your money reflecting back to your values? Are you getting stuck in the place of, I need to make more money, I need to make more money, I need to make more money? That's fine if you're not at 6 figures. Get to 6 figures. Make more money, stay in that mindset, right? But if you have been at the 6-figure mark, if you are there again, you need to switch your mindset to, you have enough right now to manage. You have enough right now to do things. Don't worry about, like you can still keep making more money. Please keep doing that. But you have enough right now. I have enough right now to do the things I want to do. I have enough right now to do the things I want to do. And if you can stick with that mantra instead of like, I need to make more money, I need to make more money, you'll see a definite shift in what you're doing with your money. So we're coming to the last quarter. How are you doing with your financial goals? Did you pay off debt? Did you save money? Is your money doing what you value it to do? And this is like a beautiful place to start if you're coming to this quarter and you're like, what did I do with my money this year? Where did it go? What happened to it, right? All right, so let's move on to step number 2. Now, step number 2, I almost don't even want to say because it's just like, I say this all the time. Everyone's going to get so sick of me saying this, but I guess everyone's probably going to know exactly what I'm saying, right? Which is keep track of your money, of course, right? Know where your money is going and know what it's doing. You've worked so hard for your money. You value money. So I'm so glad you're here, Rachel. Yes, you value your money. And not only do you get to call in a lot of money, but guess what? You get to manage it. You get to direct it, right? So it's a lot of times there's a big focus on, I can call in money, I can receive money, and then the money comes in and then you're like, okay, I don't know, go over there somewhere, right? Like, the money has no direction. You were able to call in all that money. You were able to receive all this money, but then you're like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Get out of here, right? The money just leaves your account, right? So give it some direction. Give your money direction. And I want to say this as, as vulnerable as I can, that I have been reckless at times with my money. Reckless. Not just like irresponsible, not just like I made a bad decision or I made a mistake. I mean, reckless. And reckless, I feel like that word hits differently than like reckless is when you don't even want to look at it and you just like throw it out and throw it out and throw it, like spending money. That's what I'm saying. Like spending and spending and spending money. And you just don't even want to look at it. You don't want to think about it. It's just like reckless spending, right? You're just kind of like, there's no respect for your money at that point, right? And there's such a huge emotional difference between when I'm reckless, when I'm having fun spending my money, when I've already told my money, hey, I'm going to put you in a fun money pile. And, one day I'm going to go out and we're going to be reckless together. Like we're going to have some fun and I'm going to spend you and I'm not going to think about that you need to go someplace exactly. We're just going to like go out and have fun times. And there's just such a vast difference between when I'm reckless without intention and when I'm reckless with intention. Like, hey, I already told my budget. Here's my fun money pile. I told you I could be right. And there's just such an emotional difference that can happen with your money. It can really affect you. It can affect your drive. It can affect your capacity to make more money. It can affect your capacity to receive more money. It can affect your capacity to, charge more. It can affect your whole emotional state with money when we enter that state of just being reckless with our money. So the most important thing you can do is just keep track of your money. Know where your money is going, what it's doing. Is it aligned with your values? Really making sure that you're staying on top of it. All right, last piece, part number 3. Now this is one that comes up so much with my clients, with 6-figure earners. I'm wondering if like you guys can actually, like if you're watching the, if you could guess like what it is. Like this is probably the number one issue I see with women who are 6-figure earners. This is the number one issue they have when it comes to money in their business. This is like the number one thing. I'm wondering if like, I want to give you a second, and if you're watching the replay, just to like think about what that could be financially. It's like, I got to give some more hints because it's very big. It's like the number one thing that they struggle with when it comes to finances. I'm just going to add the pause in here. And it's surprising, but also not surprising. And it's just with 6-figure female earners. All right. I think I've given some time. I'm excited to see everyone's answer. But the thing is, I see this as the most common issue with women who are 6-figure earners. And they do not know how to pay themselves first. Now, when I've heard that saying before, pay yourself first, I used to think like, what does that mean? Like, of course I pay myself, right? And even in my 6-figure year, I actually paid myself a really good salary, but I did not pay myself in the way I'm talking about right now. I did not create financial security and stability. And I don't know if that's what everyone means when they say pay themselves first, but it's what I mean. I mean, create financial security and stability for yourself. This is not an option. This is not a someday issue. This is a priority. As a 6-figure earner, this is something that comes first. So with a lot of my clients, with a lot of 6-figure women, I see a big issue around paying themselves first. So what that means and what that looks like is the contractors get paid, the team gets paid, the business tech subscriptions all get paid. Everything in the business gets paid, and they will get the crumbs left at the end of the month. But everybody else is getting paid right on time. Everybody else is getting paid, maybe even some bonuses here and there, right? Everybody else is getting they're getting taken care of. And my clients are not. They are not. They get the crumbs left at the end of the day. So paying yourself first is about saying, I get to decide right now at this moment, even if I haven't hit the 6-figure mark yet, there's still a couple months left in the year. Even if I have hit the 6-figure mark and I haven't paid myself all year, I get to pay myself first. I get to create financial security and stability. So what that can actually look like is I get to pay myself every single month for my business. I get to be on the payroll. I get to cut myself a check at a certain time of the month. I pay myself, like before I pay everyone else. So that's even a radical idea of like, okay, next month in, November, I'm going to pay myself this much and everything else will have to fit around that. I'm going to pay myself this much. I'm going to make everything else fit around that. I'm going to make the expenses, the contractors, blah, 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 blah. Everything else will have to fit around the salary because I come first. I get to pay myself first. I'm the most important person in this whole company. I'm the CEO. I get paid first. And even deeper than that, on another level, because I did pay myself first. I paid myself a good salary in my 6-figure year. But then what I didn't do was I didn't actually do that other piece of pay yourself first, which is the whole deeper part of it, which is creating financial security and stability for myself. So what that would mean is I would, if I wanted to create that, what that would mean is I would save some money for myself. I would have personal savings, right? I would pay off my debt. I would do those things that create financial security and stability for myself. And it's not an option. It's not, I get the crumbs at the end of the month. It's, I get to pay myself every single month. And I also get to take care of myself. I also get to create financial security and stability. Maybe it even means for you opening up a 401k, right? It could even be those little things that's going to create that financial security and stability for you in the long run, right? These are the things, though, that even deeper than just I put myself on the payroll. Okay, great, because I've been there too. I put myself on the payroll, but I didn't pay off my debt and I didn't save any money. So while I was getting paid for my business and I was happy about that, it was like I still treated myself like the crumbs. I still gave myself the crumbs, right? So this is really important. Rachel says, I do payroll for myself every 2 weeks, but I'm going to have to change things around to pay myself first. Yeah, I think what a radical idea, what a radical movement to say instead of just looking at what's the crumbs left in a business, but no, what if I want to set a salary for myself of this much? How do I make everything else fit around it? Because I see the way we usually approach a budget, the way we usually approach money management is, okay, here's my income, here's my expenses, I'll get whatever's left after, right? We get the withdrawal that's left at the end of all those things. And I think, no. Let's say, here's my salary, right? I know it's going to be income minus salary equals expenses. What if I look at it that way? What if I say that's the way I can manage my money? That's the way I can take care of myself. That's the way I can create financial security and stability. And it's not always going to be like that every single month in your business. There's going to be months when the expenses are bigger, when Facebook ads is going to be more expensive, when, you need to hire another team member and there's other costs that are associated with that. That's fine. But a majority of the time, what if you made your expenses fit around your paycheck? Radical thought, right? You no longer get the crumbs. You're the CEO. You deserve to get paid first. All right, guys. So that was my step-by-step strategy that I have for you on if you're almost hitting 6 figures this year. Congratulations to all of the women who have watched this video, who have hit 6 figures before, who are on their way to 6 figures. If they make multiple 6 figures, congratulations to you. You are doing something epic and big that a lot of people do not get the chance to do, or who have not been able to do for themselves. So please also recognize that what you have done is a huge achievement. And I am so proud of you. I just want to let everybody know here too that there are still spots for a one-on-one money reading with me. My one-on-one money readings are only $39 for a slot. It's a 45-minute session. It's basically where financial planning meets Enneagrams. And I take this personality quiz called the Enneagram. It really cuts through to your values. And then I take your financial history, I put it together, and I say, oh, this is what we need to do with your money. Here's our step-by-step plan. And you leave the reading with me with a step-by-step plan of what you need to do next with your money. So again, $39. They are going to be closing down soon. I believe next Wednesday is the date that they close. So grab yours right away. And thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Again, you're a six-figure earner. You're kicking butt. Let's just like let your money work for you, because you deserve to keep your money, not just make it. You deserve to hold on to it too. All right. Thank you everybody so much for joining me live. I will see you in the next video. Bye.